All right, we are here with the official kickoff to season 36. Real quick update. Accidentally forgot to take the photos/videos for the map at a glance. So don't expect it this war. I am on vacation, so that's kind of what tied into forgetting. But also don't expect it on Saturday's war as I'm driving back from vacation. So I'll miss it on that. Also, as I mentioned before, if I did not, we're kind of deciding if we're pushing the war or not, depending on our opponent. So today I'm taking in Warlock, Shang-Chi, and Nebula. I've got Path 9 in Section 1 and Path 3 in Section 2, and a few shared fights along the way. All right, so we're kicking this off with Warlock. Kind of unusual to have Havok on this node. Usually he's on the next node. However, having Knull on the next node made a lot of sense. So I'm assuming that's what led to Havok on this first node. So we're getting to see Warlock take this fight. It's really a pretty straightforward fight. You're going to parry, hit into block as much as you can during the incinerate phase as you wait it out. And then during the poison phase, you're going to full on attack. Now, I mentioned about pushing or not. All it really comes down to is whether we max boost with glass boosts or not. And our opponent died a lot before I actually took these fights. So I don't have tech boosts, whereas I normally would with a node/combo like this, just to end the fight so that we don't have any complications like an accidental heavy when we've got a lot of plasma buildup on us and just dotting away. So I did decide to do regen gray boost. It's basically judgment off of stash. We're in the poison phase here, getting a good chunk of damage off. Now we're going to back off a little bit. Gonna hit into his block eventually, and there we got a bad little AI waiting for us, the dash back thing. I have that happen a lot lately. But back in the poison phase, pushing ourselves out of the corner, fighting a bit aggressive, a bit more aggressive than earlier in the fight. Dodging these so we don't get pummeled by a 48% fury increase to attack. That fight is pretty straightforward. As you can see, without the tech power back boosts, this fight just gets a little bit longer than it needs to, but we end up finishing the fight perfectly fine. Now, it's a good thing we practiced Shang-Chi in the off season. We've got two Shang-Chi fights here that are very technical. Not so much with the second one, but this first one definitely. This has insult to injury, which means I can't parry heavy to reset. But what I quickly realized after thinking this fight over is that I do have the stun wushu, and that's an offensive stun. So my game plan: bait heavy, cleanse wushu, get him to turtle, and he's being a bit aggressive here, and then get the stun wushu through block. So we didn't get it that first time, but now he got it there, and then while he's stunned, we're gonna heavy for the reset. As we get to special 1, which he's at now, we're gonna lead with the stun wushu through block, do the cleanse, and then heavy reset, get our block up so that he doesn't throw special 1. Now this has power focus 1. We're gonna be on this stun wushu, cleanse wushu cycle for a while. And the goal here is to hopefully push him to special 2 instead of giving him special 1. And there we went, cleanse into special 2 reset. You've seen me in the off season dodge this special 2, decided not to. Would hate to lose all my health from one special 2 when he's got so little left, but he goes down nice and easy. And then void here. This one's a little bit worse than node 9 because it has the power reserve, but it has the same fury increase and its hazard shift. So we are still cleanse wushu heavy reset, but we're gonna have a few more special attacks, or he's always gonna have a special 1 pretty much ready to go throughout the fight. So I make one mistake here. I'm gonna call it out when it happens. Missed parry there. Cleanse wushu, parry, heavy reset. Repeat that till we get to special 2. Cleanse wushu, and right here, I decide to do the stun wushu. It's probably because I finished the Knull fight, and I don't want to do that. And the reason for that is that extra poisoned there. If Hazard Shift doesn't work out in our favor, we run out of cleanse charges trying to get the stun Wushu up, and then we deal with both the Fury and the additional debuff on us. So it's fine, we get the special 2, we have a debuff on us, cleanse it off, heavy, KO Void. So practice came in clutch for this war. Shang-Chi solos both fights pretty easily. Then we move on to Nebula, taking Apocalypse on node 24 EMP. This fight is pretty much ingrained. I did not, because of how much the opponent was dying, I did not put on half suicides so that I could end this. Plus, I decided not to get rid of that regen and throw on invulnerability. But game plan is Dex. When he gives me a chance to Dex, parry and combo, repeat that and make sure we execute 2 dexterities prior to Apocalypse throwing a special 1. That way he has the 4 EMP charges, and that'll give us 20 shock charges or amp charges ready to go to transfer on a block or on a parry. So here we are ready to go, gets the special out, we're at the 20, Dex the last hit of the special 1. So it's only 2 blocked hits, the bubble shield, parry, Dex, combo, repeat. And there I stopped short of the special 1 so that I could get a second Dex trigger in. And he has recoil, so just to kind of add into the whole, the opponent's dying a lot. The defender also sometimes was not that difficult, but down he goes, nice and easy. Last set of shock charges, knock him out. Colossus here, this node got changed to sloped armor. I believe that's what it's called. And it's where if he has an armor up, 30% chance for each armor up for my attacks to glance. And all that means for Warlock is that this fight is going to take forever. Or at least longer than your usual fight. Now, Colossus, luckily, is super easy to fight. However, glancing attacks and apparently special attacks, like a special 3, can complicate things if you're not prepared for it. So, you're going to see in this fight, I'm kind of testing out special attacks to see what would kind of mow them down faster, and there's not a real easy answer for that. There are a couple other counters that you could use here just to kind of bypass the node, but they're a bit risky, such as Falcon and Quake, where you have to deal with the chitinous thorns. And just one set of bleeds from Colossus because of how many armor ups he has is going to pretty much mean the end of you. So Warlock is super safe. So here we are rolling up in our first special 2, no armor breaks. He does have willpower, so you're going to see the degen hit, and there we got the armor breaks on the second hit. So causing some of our attacks to glance and just making this a longer fight. The second time I decide to go for a special 3, see if we can drain all his power and really lay on some degen damage while we heal up. Maybe take a bigger chunk of his health. But what you're going to see here is he's a bit passive aggressive. And I just decide to push him past special 2 and throw this special 3. Now going into this, I did not know a special 3 could glance. However, it does, and I don't get the power drain, and he is that close to a special 3. So, thanking the Kabam gods that I did not push him to a special 3, because he didn't lose any of that power. But after seeing what happened, and with that, that's a lot to sacrifice as opposed to just getting lucky with a special 2. So I decide to throw special 2s for the remainder of the fight. Now, I'm baiting out special 1s because special 2 is giving him additional armor ups. So we're keeping him at 3 for the rest of the fight. Just baiting out special 1 attacks, throwing special 2s, and basically not triggering any immunities such as bleed by doing a heavy attack. But yeah, this is a bit longer than I would like. Of course, we're not max boosted. I only threw on 20% boosts for this war. Figured I could do all my fights with that. And that should do it. So, kind of a lengthy fight, but as you can see, very safe option. And then our last fight of this war, this Nimrod that you guys have seen me take a lot, but this Nimrod also has the sloped armor. So we're testing again, and the never back down. We're testing it again her removing or basically shutting the robots down on any node. So we get to our 5 charges. He only has 1 armor up. So what we're gonna do is hopefully get to 20 charges, a special 2, and 0 armor ups on Nimrod, or 0 armor ups about to trigger on Nimrod, so that we can parry and throw the special 2 and just let him shock and melt away, and therefore avoiding all glancing attacks. So here I'm going to set myself up. We're at 20, 2 bars of power. There's the parry, there's the special 2, no armor ups, and tick tick, away he goes. So that would end my war. All right, so we ended up winning this one by a lot, and the Alliance as a whole ended up winning this one by a big margin. Anyways, good first war. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, like, follow, and share, and I will check you guys out at the next war.